Alright, today we're going to be going over magnitude, and to start we're going to say, what is magnitude? Magnitude is the length of a vector. So as you can see on the diagram at the bottom, we have our x segment and we have our y segment, and our magnitude is going to be our hypotenuse for the triangle, because it is the length of the x segment and the y segment. And it's the same way to calculate it actually. It's the same as the Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to say the magnitude of our vector A here is going to be equal to the x segment squared plus the y segment squared. And it's the same thing if it's three-dimensional. We have a z segment, and all you have to do differently is add a z segment squared under the square root. And now on the next page we'll do a couple questions about magnitude. Alright, so we have our vector B, which says that our x segment is going to be equal to 5 and our y component is going to be equal to 2. So we can draw a diagram here just so that we can imagine it in our heads a little bit easier. Our x is going to be this way, which is going to be 5, and our y here is going to be 2. So we can draw it, a little dotted line there for 2, and a dotted line across for 5, and we're going to be calculating this line right here. This is going to be our magnitude. So what we're going to do for magnitude is we're going to set up the formula of square root of x squared plus y squared. This will give us the square root of 5 squared, because that's our x, and we're going to add 2 squared because that's our y. Now all you do is make this square root of 25 plus 4, giving you the square root of 29. And this will approximately equal 5.4. So we know that the length of this vector B is going to be 5.4 units. Alright, and our final example is going to be the vector W, with the x component being 3 and our y component being negative 1. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw a little diagram. So we'll have our x component being 3 and our y component being negative 1. It will be, and our y component being negative 1, which means we're going that way. We're looking for this magnitude. So we're going to do the same steps. We're going to have the square root of our x component squared plus our y component squared. This will give us the square root of 9 plus, and since it's a negative being squared, it'll become a positive to be plus 1, which gives us the square root of 10, which tells us that the magnitude of this triangle is approximately 3.2 units.